Welcome to a raw look into real tractor power, real mud, and real field chaos. No fancy editing, no shortcuts, just pure action. Let's dive straight into it. It's both brutal and hilarious to watch someone try taking down a tree using nothing but a tractor. Obviously, it's far from the most efficient method, but at least it's entertaining. And honestly, when you don't have any proper tools available, sometimes this really is the only option you've got. Better trick you since childhood than let you walk into this unprepared. Mr. President, seriously. How many doors does this thing even have? And then fine, take the entire house if you have to. Hi. Now we move to rescuing a Valtra tractor fitted with tracks heading towards Sauros. And the rescue machine? A field-modified Toyota Land Cruiser. At first, it seemed like the whole attempt was destined to be a complete failure. But the end result turned out completely different from what anyone expected. Skilled drivers know exactly how to prepare their tractors for deep, muddy terrain, low-pressure tires. Perfect weight balance. Everything fine-tuned. At the 2022 event, the atmosphere was electric. Cheers. Applause. And overwhelming excitement from passionate tractor fans everywhere. During preparations for the trip with the K700, a Fen 939 was brought in just to test the pulling power. Ever since childhood, I've been fascinated by the mighty roar of the K700 in a snowstorm. Its engine sounds like it's shouting, "Rescue is coming," a feeling only those who've lived through it can truly understand. Best of Zader 2023 was an entire showcase event dedicated to tractors, drawing countless enthusiasts. Drivers demonstrated their skills in a lively atmosphere filled with roaring engines and excitement, a must-see for anyone who truly loves tractors. The John Deere 6190R takes on 27 tons of sugar beets. That's how they transport crops through deep mud. In conditions this harsh, tractors prove themselves to be the most reliable and powerful tools for moving heavy loads across the fields. Meanwhile, the Maskin Station team is harvesting corn in heavy mud after days of non-stop rain. The John Deere 6930 must tow a stuck silo wagon, while the Case Puma 210 assists. The 585 horsepower Jaguar 950 devours 8 full rows of corn, while the Lipper 556 pushes and compacts the corn before it enters the silo. In this video, you witness corn harvesting in extremely muddy and difficult conditions. The Claas Jaguar 900 leads the operation, working alongside Fendt, New Holland, and John Deere tractors, from contractors Plaisir and Timmer. Even with mud covering their wheels, they cut the corn powerfully and precisely. A muddy battle breaks out between two tractors trying to rescue a harvester stuck in a ditch. At first glance, It looks simple, but soon it turns into something as intense as an action movie. The struggle against the mud becomes fiercer and more chaotic. But in the end, victory is finally theirs. One driver decides to intentionally get his Belarus 1221 stuck, just to test whether it could free itself. After several attempts, the tractor remains buried in the mud. Eventually, it takes the combined strength of 2 additional tractors to pull it back out. In terrain like this, tractors getting stuck is completely normal. When one sinks into the mud, the machines behind it usually suffer the same fate. That's why recovery operations become so complicated and why they always try to keep the last tractor from getting stuck. If it does, the entire convoy could be trapped. The TS6020 sinks first, followed by the TS6000, which also gets stuck while trying to rescue it. Now all hope rests on the TS6080, the final machine sent to pull both of them out. Whether it has enough power to complete the mission, that's the big question. A dramatic pulling challenge ends with a direct showdown between 2 giants, the Jaguar and the Case Tiger tractors. Their grip, power, and sheer force turn the entire moment into a true battle of strength. Watching these machines work in deep mud is mesmerizing. Their engines sound smooth yet powerful, filling the air with a deep mechanical rhythm. When harvest season arrives, the entire field comes alive with noise and motion. Hard work, but deeply satisfying for any farmer. In Ostfriesland, peat soil makes driving incredibly difficult, even in sunshine. Tractors sink into the mud, The 25-ton quad track and the 692 horsepower Case Giant are used to pull out stuck vehicles. The Jaguar 870 Speedstar, with its self-cleaning tracks, helps the Heinz de Beer team keep harvesting through the mud. Some moments genuinely terrify you, like running uphill to escape danger. And in the US, a driver once said he wanted a tractor just as big and powerful as these. Then comes the showdown. Tatra 813 versus K701. An improvised but intense pulling contest between a truck and a tractor. The battle promises pure excitement and raw tension, a true test of which machine is the ultimate powerhouse in knee-deep mud. Even these giant machines struggle with mud. Yet, they continue working strong and steady. Even when they get stuck, they prove their strength through resilience, standing firm, helping each other, and pushing through every tough situation. The Belarus 1000, 221, and the MTZ 82 are both icons of agricultural power, but very different machines. The Belarus 1000, 221 delivers around 130 horsepower, ideal for heavy pulling and harsh terrain. The smaller MTZ 82 produces about 80 horsepower, making it more agile for plowing and light transport work. Tractor power isn't only displayed in the fields, it's also a silent hero in emergencies. Always ready to rescue stuck vehicles and bring them back onto solid ground safely. During various pulling events across the United States, tractors and trucks face wild rides, crashes, and even fires. Thankfully, during the 2023 season, all drivers remain safe. Although the machines likely suffered significant damage after these intense events, two tractors team up to pull a trailer loaded with winter hay, battling fiercely through deep snow and icy terrain. A true struggle between man, machine, and the harshness of nature. Thanks for watching Timber Daily, where real machines meet real challenges. If you love raw power, muddy battles, and unstoppable engineering, make sure to subscribe. See you in the next one.